African businesses, specifically Ugandan businesses, have been labeled as not managing to see their first birthdays. In other words, that they collapse within less than a year of starting. We have been dwelling on this, and we have been dwelling so much on one reason, that is customer care, lack of customer care as being one of the reasons. But there are so many other reasons. And today, in today's video, we are going to look at one other reason that has caused most of our startups to die before they see their first birthday. I'm Godfrey Kasozi, and today we are going to look at market research. Lack of market research as one of the reasons that causes our businesses to die young. What do I mean by market research? Market research is researching into your target customers and your competitors. That is the market, basically. We do not take time to research on our target customers and our competitors. The moment someone calculates for us the profits in the business, we get excited and dive into it immediately because we have the capital to start it. Someone tells you that, you know what, the cost of producing that product is 100 shillings, and yet on the market that product or service is sold at 1,000 shillings. Then we get excited and say, what? All along, why have I not been engaging in this business? You rush very fast, get money from the bank, maybe sell a property or pick up your savings, and you dive into it without bothering to do market research. What do I mean by market? Let us go deep a little bit in market research. Let us start with the customers, your target customers, because I said there are two things: your competitors in the market and your target customers. Let us start with customers. Try to look into your customer needs and their preferences before you start that kind of business. Three things: needs, preferences, and pain points. People neglect pain points of customers. What do I mean by pain points? Things that pain the customers who consume that product that you want to get into, or that service. The things they complain about. I love giving examples. Let me give you an example of a pain point. Let me use food. There is a type of meat which some people consume so much and others don't. I think you understand what I mean. The animal of the nation. Customers of that meat complain about around two things. One of the things they complain about is, if you go to make an order, you look at the sticks, the muchomo, place your order, you go and sit at your table. When the meat comes at your table, you find that the quantity of the meat does not reflect what you saw when the meat was still on sticks. What does that imply? It implies that maybe some of the workers in some of those joints remove some pieces and put them aside so that they can make extra sticks for themselves and sell without the knowledge of the owner of the business. That is a pain point. It pains someone someone paying money and being cheated. Another pain point of the people who consume the animal of the nation is that the Chikarai version of that meat, the order takes long. That is another pain point. The order of Chikarai takes so long. You have to wait for an hour in some places. But there are pain points in all other areas. I'm just bringing this as a as an example. So, if you're going into that business, how are you planning to address the pain points in that business? Are you just going to dive in without research? Then you bring workers and they start cheating people or delaying orders like in those other places. Think about that. Let us leave customers and go to competitors. When you are doing market research, research into your competitors. What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? And what is the market share? Market share, I mean, of course, your competitors. What is their market share? Is the market already crowded? Or are there gaps that you are going to fill? Whichever way, whether it is crowded or not crowded, you have to know about it so that when you go there, you know the proper plans, proper strategies. Look at their weaknesses. The weaknesses, after studying them, are you going to bring in something new to crush those weaknesses so that you have an upper hand? Look at the strengths of your competitors. Those strengths, are you also going to manage to keep up with the standard and also be strong in those areas? Think about that. I think today we can end there. We don't want to take a lot of your time. Next time we shall continue with market research. Of course, as I go away, as I have always said, I always want to end with something, a parting shot. And remember, it is not necessarily related to the topic that I have been discussing. Today I want to talk about disparities between what some people have in abundance, yet others are struggling to have it, yet it is so scarce for others. For example, you may have a lot of food at home, you are even throwing it into the dustbin, and yet someone in the neighborhood or someone elsewhere is struggling and did not even have supper. His entire family did not even have supper. That is a big disparity. Let me take it to a level of countries. Some countries have abundance in some things, and yet others are struggling to get those things. Have you heard of something called over-tourism? Over-tourism, just as the way it sounds. Some countries have very many tourists visiting them, more than what they want. Can you imagine that? And yet others are dying. For example, here we are dying to have, we say let them come. The more they come, the more money we shall have. But in some countries, tourists are too many, that those countries have even put their taxes to limit the tourists coming in so that they can have a smaller number. A good example is Italy. Recently, Italy has been struggling with too many tourists. But I want to give another example of a country called Bhutan. It is in Asia, somewhere neighboring India and China, around there. Go to the map, you will see it. In Bhutan, if you want to go there as a tourist, you know it has a lot of attractive nature and historical sites. They charge $250 per day, per each day that you are going to spend there. You have to part with $250 per day. And you pay it in advance before you come. What does that mean? They are politely trying to tell you that please, when you come, stay here for fewer days, because we have so many people in the line who are waiting to come to our country, to visit our country. Please convert $250 to your currency and see how much that is. Wow, isn't that amazing? Some of us are dying to have as many tourists as possible, and the people out there are trying to limit them. Reflect on it and think about it. Next time we are going to continue with market research. That is enough for today. Watch the videos, share them, and subscribe to the channel. Let's meet next time, and bye-bye.